Hey guys, Steph again. I'm not wearing the same shirt every day. I'm actually doing several vlogs in a row because it's just easier for me to set up the shot once, record several vlogs, and release them over a few days. So in this vlog, I want to talk about the backwards approach that many startup companies take and why I'm not in favor of this backward approach, but a lot of people would argue against me. So you see going around out there is got this photo of I think Ford saying, if I would ask my customers what they wanted, they would have told me faster horses, something to that effect. I'm paraphrasing, but you get the idea. So the idea they're trying to put out there is that as somebody who's developing a business, as an innovator, you have to you can't go to the clients. The clients don't know what they want, and that is sometimes the case. But that's like saying, you see that guy who won the lottery? He won the lottery. Look, you play the lottery, you can win it. It's that fluky. The vast majority of businesses who take that approach, the Ford approach, crash and burn, fail miserably. Fail miserably. If you look at the successes of VC-backed startups, that's the case. Now, if you're spending all these investors' money, I guess what do you care? You just spend tons of money and you throw a bunch of stuff against the wall, you see what sticks. That's their approach to business. But that's not real business. That's business based on this gambler's approach to business. Real business is the opposite. It's flipped. It's not, here's my product, let's see if we can find clients who want it. That's the VC approach, which I think is, whatever. I just said what I think. The wise approach to business is to get to know a particular market really well, whatever it may be. It could be, meat processing. It could be water purification. It could be making bagels. I don't know. Whatever business it is that you're looking at, if you know it well, and then you can identify a potential problem in that business, something that needs to be fixed, something that has to be addressed. That is how you actually build a successful business. It's much more likely that you're going to be successful if you take that approach than the silly idea that you're going to come up with something and then you're going to do it Ford style or Steve Jobs style and have success. You see, Steve Jobs, he had several failures as well, and he had a couple of mega successes. But you can't. It goes back to something I've talked about for years. You can't expect the lottery ticket business strategy to be the winning strategy. The Hail Mary pass in football. Sometimes they work, but most of the time they don't. I'm not a big football fan. I don't watch much football. But one thing I've noticed is that they move the ball up the field, right? Boom, 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 and then eventually you get to the end zone. Businesses like that as well. It's very rare. It's exceptionally rare, and that's why they write stories about them. They make movies about them. It's very rare that you come up with a product out of your head based on intuition, if you will. Steve Jobs is one of probably the most famous entrepreneur because of that, because he was able to do it a few times in his career. But even that, it's a bit of an illusion because when he came out with the iPhone, he didn't really invent the iPhone out of the blue. People were using some primitive form of smartphone. And they had hard keyboards. The BlackBerry devices, comes to mind. And so he just improved upon that. That's the illusion of Apple. Apple tends to wait to see what the real innovators, the guys who are throwing stuff against the wall, do. They see, there's some traction there, and let's see how we can fix the problem in that particular market. So that when I see that Ford quote where he says, where they quote him saying, if I would have asked my clients, they would have said, give me faster horses. That's like misleading. because he was just lucky. He was very lucky that he had the foresight to see that. I question to see if this guy ever had any other luck besides the car, right? People get lucky, and anybody who's honest about business will tell you luck plays a major role. So I always say, don't count on being super ultra lucky. Even when you go with the approach of business that I suggest, that you identify a problem within industry, within a situation that you can solve with technology. Even that approach, which is far, far, far more likely you're going to have success, even that requires a little bit of luck as well. But at least it's grounded in some solid information, solid data. You are identifying a problem, and then you're innovating to solve that problem. Just innovating out of your head is likely going to fail. And don't take my word for it. Look at the statistics in terms of success rates of startups.